Our final keynote speaker for this session is General Giuseppe Petrella, General of the Carabinieri, Presidency of the Council of Ministers.
Good morning, everyone. I would like to express my heartfelt gratitude to His Excellency Sheikh Nahyan bin Mubarak Al Nahyan, Minister of Tolerance and Coexistence of the United Arab Emirates, for his kind invitation. I also wish to extend my thanks together with him to the Emirates Scholars Center for the research and studies for the great honor granted to me, allowing to speak before all of you, distinguished ladies and gentlemen gathered here for this extraordinary event on tolerance. Tolerance among people is a fundamental value for peaceful coexistence and the progress of humanity. Islam, Christianity, and Judaism, the three great monotheistic religions, share many principles of love, justice, and mercy. Jesus Christ taught the importance of loving one's neighbor, urging his followers to forgive and welcome others without distinction. Similarly, the Prophet Muhammad preached peace and mutual respect, emphasizing that there is no difference between Arab and the non-Arab except in piety. History reminds us that when monotheistic religions coexist in harmony, today in a globalized world, tolerance is not just a moral value, but a necessity. Accepting the difference, respecting others' belief, and seeking dialogue as the foundations for building a future of peace, harmony among nations. My generation inherited a world that was peaceful, open, and optimistic about the future in one world tolerant. Greece, the cradle of democracy, Rome, Christianity and the Church, modernity and the national awakenings. The progress of the science and technology have given us invaluable treasures. The sense of love, care of others, universal brotherhood, freedom, and the social well-being. Despite the frequent and the recurring episodes of destruction that have stained history with blood, humanity has patiently managed to pick up the broken thread and rebuild. Conflict is not the final word, even if hope, especially in recent times, seems to be fading. And the specter of new calamities continues to rise from the ashes of the past disaster. We must hand over a better world of our children. This is our duty. A world in which the principles of godliness survive and are passed down from generation to generation. But it's not enough. We have also to teach our young people how to protect, preserve, and nurture what they inherit. In this complex context, I believe that educational institutions are the first to be called upon to fulfill their historical and supportive role. Schools have a dual task: educating children and engage parents in the educational process, not just as parents, but also as activity participants. Alongside schools and the parents having before them, based on my personal experience, the church and the educational institution of other faiths present here today must take up this role with even greater tenacity and strength. The cultural ferment in our societies, made up of social and volunteer actions, political and religious movement striving to reclaim the lost territory of youth education, inspires confidence. But it's not enough, because violent exclusion, reaction, and systemic threat are always lurking, ready to unleash their devastating impact, destroying positive environments that foster tolerance or at least, and determine their credibility. Throughout history, Christianity, Islam, and Judaism have played a fundamental role in building bridges between cultures and religions. The shared roots of these three great monotheistic religions offer us the opportunity to unite our efforts in promoting peace, justice, and mutual understanding. This spirit of peaceful coexistence, evident in the past eras, calls us to continue working together for a future of tolerance. This creates a highly favorable scenario for bold intervention by educational institutions, religions, and the states to promote the continuous development of tolerance and the mutual understanding on a global scale. Pope Francis is well aware of this here in your country at the Founder Memorial in Abu Dhabi exactly 6 years ago. He spoke wonderful words that I would like to recall today. Coming from Rome, I feel particularly honored to be a witness to them with great respect and devotion. Either we'll build the future together or we'll be not future. Religions in particular cannot renounce to the urgent task of building bridges between people and cultures. The time has come for religions to actively, courageously, and boldly help the human family develop the capacity for reconciliation, a vision of hope, and the concrete paths of peace. Even peace that take flight needs wings to support the wings of education of justice. Education in Latin educere, meaning to bring out, brings to light the precious resources of the soul. It happens through relationship and reciprocity. To the ancient saying, know yourself, we must add, know your brother. Is history, is culture, is faith, because there is no true self-knowledge without the other. Investing in culture reduces hatred and increases civilization and prosperity. Education and violence are inversely proportional. Catholic institutions will appreciate in this country and the region, promote this educational for peace and mutual understanding to prevent violence. Justice, it's not the second wing of the space, it's the second wing of the peace, which is often not a compromise, but isolated incident, but is slowly eroded by the decay of justice. Therefore, we can believe in God and not strive to live justly with everyone, following the golden rule. Do unto others as you would have them do unto you. This is the law on the prophets. Before concluding, I would like to share a personal experience. About 3 years ago, a painful loss put me faith to the test. Walking in such a way that in my life as a believer and a servant of the state. There was no room for apathy or inconsolable grief. So, without any pretense, I began to sharing daily messages of hope and the reasons for faith in God through simple text messages. From the responses of friends and acquaintances, I noticed that this inner drive to share that what is good and beautiful was helping not only me, but also those who received those messages. This led to a small book collecting all these reflections. I would like to believe, and at the same time, I hope, that our collective imagination and creativity can find a personal level, ways to foster in our societies and young people this sense of good humanity and the beautiful ways of life, which for me stem from faith, my faith, capable of overcoming intolerance and promoting widespread tolerance and coexistence. I would like also to share an experience I had in Saudi Arabia, the cradle of Islam. Despite coming from a profoundly Christian background, I found an atmosphere of tolerance, respect, and openness among different faiths and cultures. There, I perceived a strong desire for integration while preserving religious value. This experience taught me that faith, when lived in a spirit of peace and mutual respect, can unite even those from different religions, traditions. Finally, I cannot fail to mention that here in the United Arab Emirates in Abu Dhabi, there is another significant example of religious tolerance in the Arab world. Abu Dhabi recently inaugurated the Abrahamic Family House, a complex that hosts a mosque, a church, and a synagogue, a symbol of dialogue among the three Abrahamic religions. Thank you for your attention.